So we continue with our class Shabbos Home, and today we start next chapter, number 10, right? And our topic is carrying inadvertently in the public domain. So in last few classes, we learned about what is considered to be article of clothing, what is not article of clothing, but you can go with them outside on Shabbos, or right on Shabbos, even when there is no Eruv. Right. So now we're going to see all of the possible mistakes. People do mistakes. So if you went out from your house in a public domain, and then you realize, I have a key from my house in my pocket. I have a wallet. I have I don't know, something. I have a tissue in my pocket. What should we do? Okay. So chapter number 10. And it says, in this chapter, we'll discuss the rules of carrying in a public domain, the safeguard enacted by the sages to ensure that one does not inadvertently carry something in the public domain, and a procedure to be followed by the person who discovers while in the public domain that he is carrying something. Okay. So before we continue, inadvertently ensure that one does not carry something in the public domain. So meaning, if, as we said many times, a person should have on Shabbos separate clothing. So, for example, I never put anything in my pocket, never ever, in my Shabbos clothing. So, never ever. So, why? Because I'm afraid that I'll forget and carry something outside. So, but not in a jacket, nothing, right? Right, so that's like precautions, right? So with precaution from carrying out. Okay, so part number 1, and it says description of Melachah, transferring object to a different domain. Right. So meaning transferring, as I think we gave definition before, but here's maybe more detailed one. Okay, so and it says, Melachah of transferring, there is a carry something into a different domain, or 4 amos in a public domain, is accomplished through the act consisting of 3 segments. Okay, so before we continue, let me quickly see the commentary. And it says, there is from the private domain to the public domain, and vice versa, or either from the either domain to the Carmelist, and vice versa. Okay. So before we continue, right? So the act of carrying is transferred. He's saying is not allowed from the domain. So we have 3 domains. We explained that before. We have a private domain, so your house, synagogue, other things are considered a private domain. Then you have a public domain. Public domains is we explained it's very rare in our day and age. It's like huge city. According to some sages, it should be like a very wide road. We said 16, I don't remember, 16 or 32 amos. I think it's 16 amos wide, so it's pretty wide, like it's 32 feet approximately, right? And plus it should go through the whole city, and plus 600 people should traverse there every day. So it's, I mean, of course, in a big city, there is such streets. And right, and the 3rd domain is a Carmelist. So Carmelist, we explained, it's a semi-public domain. So in the Talmud they call alleyways, meaning these like small roads. Like when you go out, like all of this that are not public, and not like inside of your house or your apartment building. Let's say, so all of these are Carmelists, right? All of these are Carmelists, right? So we're not allowed to transport from Carmelists, or from private to Carmelists, from Carmelists to private, from any of this domain. And plus, in addition, you were not allowed to carry to transport 4 amos. So 4 amos we define as 7.5 feet or 2 meters approximately, right? Into one of these domain, meaning Carmelists or public domain, meaning that person saw something in a public domain. He saw, I don't know, $100, right? And so he picked up and carried 4 amos to somewhere. So this would be forbidden. So it's not like he brought from outside, right? From a different domain. It was picked up in that domain and carried 4 amos. So maybe example could be when somebody threw somebody something. Right, so somebody is standing inside of his apartment. Let's say he lives on the first floor, and he throws something to another guy. Right, whatever is it. So so meaning that this person is going to if he's going to walk, right, for amos, so he would transgress this prohibition. Okay, so okay, so, again. This act of carrying, right, transporting, right, consists of 3 segments. So, okay, these are, number 1, take an object from original place, akirach. So, meaning from original place, meaning that we picked up. And as we said, it could be picked up from one domain and transferred to another domain. Right, or somebody picked up, as we said, in the public domain. So somebody found money on the floor. So again, take an object from original place, right? So it's step 1. Conveying it out, conveying it out of the domain. Or the 4 amos within a public domain. Okay, so second thing is a transferring from one domain or to another, as we said, whether private to public, public to private, or to either one to Carmelis. Okay, so that would be second step. So 1 is picked up, 2nd is transfer, or as we said, that transfer or carrying 4 amos in public or Carmelis. Okay, so next one, number 3, bring to rest in a new place. Again, right, so you be picked up, move, and put down. So the three segments. Okay, so meaning only that is going to be violation of biblical law. So if only some of these steps are taking place, so it's not going to be biblical, it's going to be rabbinical. It's still forbidden, but on a lower level, and okay, and we're going to learn what to do. Okay. So under the biblical law, Melachah consists of doing all 3 segments, for otherwise the act is considered incomplete. So, as we said, even if it's incomplete, it is still forbidden, but on different level. Okay. Now, okay. So all of the 3 segments picked up, carried, and put it to rest in another place is 3 segments of a biblical violation of this Melachah. Now, this does not mean that to transgress the biblical prohibition, one must leave the object in its original place on the ground and set it down it on the ground in a new place. If a stationary person was holding an object and began to walk with it, he is deemed to have taken it from its place. And if he later stopped walking, it is deemed to have brought it to rest in a new place. However, if he neither stopped walking nor set down the object, he is not completing the Melachah. We're going to read it again because this piece is critical for to know this right in order if we found ourselves in that situation, right, when we realize in the middle of our walking that we have something in our pocket that should not have been there. Okay, so again, so now this is not. This does not mean that to transgress biblical prohibition, one must leave the object in the original place on the ground and set it down on the ground in a new place. So I mean, take like simple explanation. So person took something like, let's say, from his house. It was something like key, right? On his desk, he takes the key, right? Let's say lock his house. Put it in his pocket and start walking. So meaning he took the key from original place, and then come to right and then come to another place, and maybe keys. One second. Maybe key is not a good example, right? Maybe something else, and then he went to synagogue and left it there. So meaning he took from one domain and brought it to another domain, right? So that's a classic explanation. But here they say no, it's not only that. Even if a person was stationary, meaning it's a stationary, and he was walking with something, with some object in his pocket, and he stopped. So as soon as he stopped, it's like he put it down in some sense. He put it down. Now he starts walking, and he walks for amos, right? Let's say in the public domain. If he stops, it's like he put it down. So and this picked up and put it down. It could be multiple during his travel. Right, which is every time it would be like he did Melachah again and again and again. So like the simple thing that we can learn here is do not stop. Whatever you do, right? If you realize there's something in your pocket, so do not stop, and until you have a good plan. Right. So let me quickly read again. If the stationary person was holding an object and he began to walk with it, he is deemed to have taken it from its place. So, I mean, it's been in his pocket all along, but halakhically, it's like he picked it up. And if he later stopped walking, he is deemed to have brought it to set in a new place. It's like, it's not like, but it's like he put it down. Even, again, this thing is in his pocket, always. Sorry. However, if he neither stopped walking nor set the object down, he is not completed the Melachah. Right? And that's the main point that we have to remember, not to complete the Melachah. And continue. The sages forbade doing even part of the Melachah. Right? So, as we said before, rabbinically, even part of it. So, like our chapter, if somebody did it by mistake, but intentionally, it's absolutely forbidden. Thus, it is forbidden for a person to take something from the private domain to Carmelis or public domain, even if he will not put it down there, but will continue walking until somebody else takes the object from him and puts it down. So meaning what? That meaning that the Melachah would not become complete for neither of them, right? So meaning they would not stop. So again, just one second. Thus, it is forbidden for a person to take something from the private domain, right, from his house, right, to a Carmelis, to regular street or public domain, right? So let's say to a street, and even if he does not have intention to stop there, right? So he's or she's going to continue walking and walking, right? Continue walking until he or she meets another person and they hand that object to another person. So since people were not stationary, so it's very interesting, right? It's it seems like it's not true, but it seems like they never did any prohibition, right? And until somebody else takes the object from him and puts it down. In fact, so meaning that somebody else took this object, right, from him. So meaning he took from one domain, right, from his house, but he never puts it down, so never completed the Melachah. In fact, due to the sages' decree, just it is forbidden for a first person to begin the Melachah, so too it is forbidden for a second person to take the object from the first one and complete the Melachah. Right? Even though we know that who is going to be guilty, the one who completed the Melachah, as halacha of a bore, like a hole in the ground. So it says if somebody digged 9 tefachim, like feet down, right, and the animal fell, so it's like he's not responsible. But if somebody comes and dig the 10th tefach, so he's responsible for the death of the animal completely, right? So like it says, look, he digged 9. And I digged 1, and I'm responsible. So let us at least split 9 to 1 responsibility. So no. Until 9, it was not dangerous. I mean, right? It was dangerous, but not so dangerous to kill animal. But once you dig deeper, so it's completely your fault. So in some sense, it's here also the mitzvah is called. By the name of the person who completes the mitzvah. So it's very important to complete. So meaning, but in this case, both of these people are going to be responsible, right? One who completed, right? One who took the subject, and one who started. Right. So again, so the sages decreed that it is forbidden for a first person to begin the Melachah. So too it is forbidden for a second person to take the object from the first and to complete the Melachah. In addition to this decree, the sages instituted several safeguards to ensure that the people would not inadvertently carry anything on Shabbos. So that's right. We have to always follow these safeguards. So again, it's a big deal not to carry. If one safeguard, as one safeguard, they decree that every person might check his pocket before Shabbos to determine whether they contain anything. So meaning it's actually one of the halachas of preparation for Shabbos to check your pockets, right? Right. It says what is this section? Bamem, right? So men read this section in a synagogue, right? The Bamem. I mean, it's a little. I mean, it's some would say it's a little late, but I would say it's not late. It's not, because he has if he's in the synagogue reading, so now I forgot something in my pocket, but it's still it's Bamem Adlikin. It's a Shabbos. So even though it is Shabbos, right? We read this thing after Kabbalah Shabbos, but before Ma'ariv, right? So meaning that we accept that Shabbos upon ourselves, but still, since you're in the private domain, you're in this synagogue, you can still leave something there. So I mean that's still on time. But for other people, so of course it's proper to, even before you're going out to the synagogue, to check your pockets, make sure that you don't have anything. So the problem was, in some people, I don't know, they store, or stingy or stupid, or combination of both. So they don't have separate garments for Shabbos. So right, I remember when we have guests, and we will put try to accommodate people, take their coats, put it on a hanger, put it in a closet to look it nice, right? Sometimes I take somebody's coat and I see there are many things in pockets. I mean, you feel, or sometimes it may make noise, unfortunately. And very fortunately, so I was talking to one guy and said, I always forget. I said, why you always forget? He said, I don't have Shabbos jacket. I said, what is the problem? So the guy was working as, he's still working in one of this profession that pays very well. Let's put it this way. I don't want to say, right? Very well paid. Even with all of his expenses, a person cannot afford the jacket, like winter jacket, I don't know, simple, buy and sell, I don't know, something, right? But it's very interesting. I mean, it's very interesting, but very sad. So I mean, for a person, and plus he was not one of these people who never, he's not organized, not organized. So right, it's like if person knows that I'm not organized and I'm still working it, but I'm not. So buy yourself the different jackets. Like a person cannot find his glasses, so the reading glasses. So buy 17 pairs of the reading glasses. Like cheap, like don't buy expensive if you continue losing them, but put them everywhere in your car, in the synagogue, in I don't know, in each room, in the kitchen, everywhere. So you would have access to your glasses, right? So it is a halacha actually, right? So to check your pockets. It is not worth it that the sages suspended the biblical commandment to blow the shofar when Rosh Hashanah falls on Shabbos, and the commandment to take lulav when it falls, Sukkot falls on Shabbos, out of the concern that a person might inadvertently carry the shofar and lulav in public domain. I marked it for myself to do a clip out of it. I mean, when the first time in my life I learned these statements a long time ago, I was like shocked. Like, oh, it's unbelievable. So I would say just listen to what we just said, right? So I would say just care so much for a Jew, like for all of the generations, to come that one Jew does not inadvertently carry on Shabbos, so they forbid for everybody, absolutely to everybody. Doesn't matter how great this person is, to carry to blow shofar on Rosh Hashanah. So on Rosh Hashanah we have only one mitzvah. The main mitzvah is to blow the shofar. The one mitzvah from the Torah, right? Is to blow shofar. And they said what? If Rosh Hashanah is coincide with Shabbos, don't blow shofar. Right? The main mitzvah is to blow. They say not to blow. Why? Because somebody might inadvertently bring shofar. For example, he forgot how to blow, and he wants to the other chacham to show him how to blow. Or the person was assigned as a community shofar blower, and guess what? He forgot his shofar at home. Right? He was so nervous that first year he's going to blow shofar and he did not bring. Guess what? And he is going to bring the public domain, and now as you said, it's not worth it. Like we cancel for all of the generations. So one Jew would not carry, ever, right? And the same is how if you read how important it is to take these four species, Arba Minim, right, Lulav and Esrog, right, and others on the Sukkot. But if it falls on Shabbos, we don't take. Right, so again, the same idea. So one Jew in all generations would not carry on Shabbos. So that's amazing for me. It's mind blowing.